Emails are not secure. Let me say that once more. Emails are not secure. I'm Robin Bennett from Alpha Legal, and welcome to our cybersecurity video. So emails are not secure. I felt the need to say it twice because it's such an important message to all legal businesses. Emails are simply not an appropriate form of communication when, for example, asking your client for their identity documents, so photos of passports, driving licenses, bank statements, or for handling financial transactions, so when you're communicating bank details to and from your client. I am here to explain to you today what the problem is and how you can avoid the problem and reduce the risk to your business and to your clients through the use of a tool like Alpha Legal or similar. So let's take a step back and let me explain why emails are not secure and what the root cause of the problem is. Well, emails have been around for a very long time, and in fact, they predate the first hacker. They predate any thought that the internet would be used for malicious purposes. And the fundamental mechanisms behind email technology simply aren't inherently secure. So the mechanisms weren't designed with hackers in mind. And in fact, for a very long time, for years, or in fact, if not decades, it was child's play to forge the sending email address on an email. So effectively you could pretend to be anybody you wanted to. I remember showing emails to colleagues in an IT department that I worked in 20 years ago and showing them how easy it was for me to pretend to be the director of the IT department that we worked for, and they were flabbergasted. It really, it was a very straightforward and easy thing to do, and they didn't really understand that email protocol, the method that's used behind the scenes for emails to be sent and received around the world, simply isn't a secure one. It was never meant to be secure, and it was never designed to be secure. And so fundamentally, emails are built on an insecure process. Over the years, of course, Microsoft and Google and all of the internet businesses have tried to add layers of security into emails, and that's worked to a certain extent. But it's still surprisingly common for emails to be intercepted, fabricated, forged, faked, modified, without the sender or the recipient realizing that that's what's happened. Now, the mechanisms for doing this are complicated in some ways, easy in others, but they generally involve your email server being compromised in some way. So a hacker, probably via a phishing attack, and we have a video on phishing in our channel, do have a look at that, phishing with a PH, by the way, a phishing attack, or some malware that's been installed, a virus, for example, that's come onto somebody's PC, or a bot which is monitoring keystrokes from an operator of a PC. All of these methods you can end up with a hacker gaining access to your email server with the ability to read, intercept, modify, fake, forge emails going to and from your business. Now, hackers that develop that ability in your business won't use the ability straight away. They're much more clever than that these days. They will sit and wait and bide their time in order to maximize the opportunity that they have. For example, we're all working in the new normal now, where clients don't expect to come into your office with their passport and driving license in order to verify who they are, so you can take a photocopy of those documents. Instead, they might expect you to ask them to email a photo of the document in for verification. Let's suppose a hacker intercepts that email and reads the ID documents and takes a copy themselves. They'll still forward the email on as if nothing had happened, so nobody is aware of what's gone on at that point. The hacker then has an opportunity to open a bank account because they have legitimate ID documents, albeit a copy of somebody else's, in somebody else's name. So your client new client to your business, sends their ID documents to you by email. A hacker intercepts that information, then has the ability to open a bank account in that person's name. Perhaps you're handling a house sale transaction for your client, so you email your client asking them for their bank details. You might even be clever, you think, and send them 2 emails, one to ask them for the sort code and one to ask for their bank account. I've seen people do that in legal businesses thinking that protects them. The hacker intercepts those emails, or rather the emails coming back from your client, and substitutes their bank details for your client. So you receive an email which apparently has come from your client with the sort code, with the account number, and you make the transaction online to send the proceeds of a house sale to your client. And at the point of you getting the bank check, on the internet bank screen where it verifies that the account name that you're expecting is the account name on that account, everything will look correct because the hacker has already created a fake bank account in the right name using the ID that you asked your client for by email. So 2 emails that have been intercepted there have generated a course of events which causes you to send the entire proceeds of a house sale transaction to the wrong person. This might sound far-fetched, it might sound very complicated, it might sound very unlikely, but it has happened to a client of mine. That exact scenario happened. Their email server had been compromised, nobody had any idea that it had. Those exact actions that I've explained there, described there, were enacted, and an entire house sale transaction proceeds went to the wrong person. They went to the hacker, they went to the scammer. It can be difficult, if not impossible, to get funds back when it goes wrong. And of course, the embarrassment and the damage to your the damage to your business, the reputational damage, the difficulty to your clients, the worry to your client is enormous. And this all happened because emails were used for a secure transaction. And I'll say it again, it's worth me repeating, emails are not secure. We've got a little YouTube video here that I'll put the link here to the side, and you can just get at it by searching on YouTube for Alpha Legal Emails Are Not Secure, that explains the problem. The solution is really easy. Nobody's going to get rid of emails in their business. Emails are part of business life, obviously, for internal emails and emailing your clients. But what we ask you to do is think about the sensitive transactions, the transactions that, if intercepted and modified, would cause you and your clients such a terrible problem. And for those transactions, use a service like Alpha Legal. Other services are available. Alpha Legal has a built-in secure from the ground up method for gaining ID documents from your clients and actually verifying them through our ID partner if you want that to happen through Trust ID. And also for asking your client for bank detail information, including verifying their bank details by attaching copies of bank statements. If you use Alpha Legal for those transactions, it's not only simpler and more reassuring for your client, but it takes the risk out of this aspect of your business and it costs you next to nothing to do it. So please don't use emails for secure communication. Emails are not secure. Use a different service instead. Use a secure communication service such as Alpha Legal and protect your business, protect your reputation, and most importantly, protect your clients. Honestly, your clients will appreciate you for it. They will understand that you take security seriously in your business. Hope that's helpful. I've been Robin from Alpha Legal. Looking forward to talking to you again soon.